Being yourself. I really like this question, and the reason I like it is because I think that I can answer it. And the way that I can answer it is because I wasted 2 years of my life reading pickup. And there was one sentence in it that I shall impart on ye, and ye shall ever be cured of your what ails you. Don't know if that's the right phrase. I feel like I should have been a 1920s tonic salesman, but here we are. Here it is. The self is always coming through. So when people say that I am not myself in front of people, I don't know. Yes, you are. You just don't know you are. Oh, how embarrassing for you. When people always say that they're trying to hide themselves, there is some element of truth to that, in that you are not fully expressing yourself. But the fact that you are hiding yourself, you are still hiding yourself in the way that you exclusively hide yourself. Your mannerisms, the way that you are holding yourself will still come through. It's just the fact that you are nervous in that situation. The only thing that really changes how you feel in any situation is, obviously, your emotions is how you change how you feel. Can you tell these aren't scripted? I think that that's the way that you do it, right? This is how I became comfortable on stage. This is the way I became comfortable doing these videos, is that, fuck it. The way that I am is going to be the way that I am, regardless of whether I'm on camera or I'm on stage. The only difference is, am I happy in the moment? Am I sad in the moment? Am I surly? And if you go back and look at it, pretty much that's all you see. The only difference that you will see in these videos is what emotional state I was in at the time. But in terms of what makes you you, which is your mannerisms, the way that you speak, the words that you choose, all of those things, no matter what, will be shining through. So when you are saying that you are not showing yourself to other people, that you feel uncomfortable or are not sure of who you are, really all that's happening there is an emotion that's attached to it, such as the confusion of, who am I? Who? Let's ponder that for the rest of my life and then I'll die. What a good use of 80 years. But look, to be honest, I don't know why I'm making fun of you for that, because I do it all the time as well. I think it's just part of the human condition. But also you should just accept that everybody on the train is probably thinking that right now. They are doing the Zoolander thing, staring into the water, except for there is not a handsome male model staring back, because most people on the train are fat losers. But they all still have that problem. Probably more so than male models. But the one principle that I would say to you is that the self is always coming through. You have no choice but to interact authentically. There is no choice. Every interaction that you are ever having with anyone else, you are showing yourself. It's just, are you bringing your best self? Yeah, now we're into the Oprah segment of the video. Have you noticed that this has become a recurring pattern? You know why it's a recurring pattern? Because I am a composition of everything that I have ever read in my life and the experiences, as are you. And you are bringing that to wherever you go. Like with the climate, you know the difference between climate and the weather? No, because you watch Sky News, but very odd because it's called Sky News. But anyway, to everybody else, you do know the differences, don't you? Don't you? Do you? Maybe I should put down my voice a little bit. Maybe. But the difference is that the climate is an ongoing trajectory of temperature and rainfall and whatnot, all the other weather combinations combined, but it is kind of throughout, I don't know, it's been a while since I've read this, but let's just say 50 years. It probably isn't. But weather is what's happening that day. And that's what all climate denialists get mixed up, don't they? They always say, it's snowing today, therefore no climate change. Phil-owned cucks? What, you mean people that devote their entire life to climate science and know the difference between climate and weather? Yeah. But that's kind of what's happening with you, right? Your personality is the climate and your emotions are the weather. You can control your emotions, you know how to do it, you just have to go back to this video log. It is just a long repertoire of ways to change your emotional state. But I think that the overall understanding is that no matter what, you are going to be bringing yourself into every situation. And I think That is what makes me comfortable doing things that I'm not very comfortable with. Obviously, I don't know if you can tell this, but every time they move around a politician, I'm very, very nervous. And I can't really help that. Even with all the self-help tools that I have available to myself, I look up to these people so much that when I'm in front of them, I'm just like, do you like Warhammer? Oh, I shit myself. But I truly do think that they have done incredible public service for this country. And as a result of that, I make an ass of myself every time I'm in front of them. But I've just acknowledged that and accepted that. And nobody, the hundreds of thousands of people that watch that, does accept that. But that's on them. Okay? But that's the whole thing. I am perfectly fine with making an ass out of myself in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Why? Because I accept this one principle. Truly powerful if you think about it. Truly powerful. You know that it's the classic. You've definitely heard this at some point. People would rather die than do a public speech. That's the number one fear. Number two is death. People are very scared of public speaking. That's my entire life. I frequently make an ass in front of myself, in front of paying customers, and because I embrace it, good. It gets a laugh. Even if it doesn't, the fact that I did it, I can hang it at the end of the day and say, yup, perfectly happy to embarrass myself. Why? Because I understand that no matter what situation I'm in, I'm just going to be bringing myself. Let the chastising happen, come what may, all the negative comments, all the bitchy remarks, doesn't affect me. Because it, like whether I stayed at home or I went in front of the politician or I dressed up as a female transsexual Luigi and jumped around in front of Bruz in an Italian accent, it doesn't matter. Even when I am putting on that character, my personality is still shining through. Well, anyway, that was a very lame way to finish it, but I think that you get the gist of it, right? The short conclusion of it is that if you don't know who you are, it doesn't matter. That is a confused state that you are in. You can change that. What does matter is that no matter what, you are going to be you. And I think that as soon as you accept that, there is true power with it, in that you can be you in front of hundreds of thousands of people, something that very few people can do if you want to go there. I don't know if you have exactly the same desires as me, but you can do that once you accept who you are. But in your day-to-day dealings, the other thing that you get, all of those points, the people saying that, oh, they're creepy, they're weird. Maybe you are creepy and weird, but if you own it, and by owning it, I just mean that you accept it. That's what, I hate those new buzzwords that you hear in self-help airports of like, own your boss, girl, fuck yes, the book. Own it! Don't know why that needed capitals, but okay. Got my attention and I will buy a copy. But those little words, those little buzzwords, I think all of them come back to this: self-acceptance. Now, that's all the homework that we have for today. I want you to write down on your little post-it notes, at least in your little scrapbook. You definitely have one of those, don't you? No, you don't. Well, I wasn't really surprised. I didn't expect that many of you would, but you really should do it, because the only person that you're cheating is yourself. But you should just get one of those books, and I just want you to write this down. The self is always coming through. I want you to remember that whenever you go out in front of other people. Because if you are the most detestable, unlikable person there is, but you are comfortable with the fact that you are a detestable, unlikable person, which you probably aren't, there is a broad spectrum of human beings in the world, and I can tell you that the most detestable human beings are definitely not listening to this channel. They're watching Clementine Ford, right? There are way worse people that they would be resonating with. You're not one of them. You're probably over here because I'm one of the greatest people on earth, if not the greatest. And so you're probably over here. I do think that purely because you're just into the idea of improving yourself. But at some points, there is also the point of, here's where I am today. Maybe with some more guidance, you will eventually be able to change the climate like human beings do, your personality. But on the day, all you can do is change the weather. And so all you can do is accept yourself as who you are and then bring your best self, which pretty much just means bring a smile. Oh, Okay, well, we did the full Friendly Geordies tour, didn't we? Pick up, Oprah, finishing with lame mum advice. Give me money, sign up to my Patreon. If you get 2 videos, you can go to the Wayne Dyer tier, you can go to the Jim Rohn tier, which is 1 video, Wayne Dyer tier is 2. You will get more life-changing pieces of advice like this, delivered straight to you via the internet. Wow! Isn't it amazing that something that I would have had to have been very organised to do back in the past, I can now make a living out of by just one website. Boom! Isn't that great? I think that you should celebrate that by giving me more money. And do yourself a favour in return. Come on, win-win scenario. Let's do it.